Guys for using the same music as last time, but I just want to say really quick, I know this is going to be a really long video, and I've seen people do stuff like this in like 10 minutes, but I'm not very good at that. This was very poorly organized, but yeah, I'm sorry about the music. But this is going to be the Pop Goes the Weasel achievement guide, and this is literally just the Easter egg for Mob of the Dead. Very, very fun, also very easy. So I'm showing you where the warden's key can be found, because it is essential. This is by the warden's office. If you don't know where that is, just look it up. But as you can see, I jumped through that hole in the afterlife, and that generator will be there. So yeah, you just shock that. This is by the cafeteria, also by the laundry, or like the showers, which is the creepiest room on the map. If you don't know where that is, again, look it up, but all you have to do is jump up in here, and the generator's not on because the key was not there in this game, because this is obviously fade mode, but this is, yeah, you'll have to shock it, but this is Asagat. It can be like the briefcase kind of part, will be right there. It can also be right here, and this part is false. I thought that possibly it could be over here, but it literally cannot. I was kind of looking over here, and while I was recording, I was like, what if that's wrong? So yeah, that's the briefcase. Then there's like the other part, I don't know if it, but it can be like right here. It's kind of like the thing that connects the acid to whatever, and it can also be right there. And then those corners across from each other, and then it can be like right here next to Speed Cola. That one is accurate. Now this one, so hard to miss because it's like bright green, so you know, it's really hard to miss. This is upstairs through the cafeteria. You can find it on this little table thingy, and then you can also find it in this corner of this room, or you can find it in the corresponding corner of this room. I'll show you where the briefcase is later somehow. I'll put in a description as well explaining where it is, but now I'm going to show you where the 3 flaming head dogs or dog heads are. All you have to do to activate them, you'll see these little red imprints of a dog face, or a red outline, and then once you kill a zombie near it, it'll come out and it'll eat it. So once it's done eating, then you kill another zombie, and then, you know, keep going until you've killed 6 zombies and it's eaten 6 zombies. When it is done eating the 6 zombies, it will go away, but it will still be like flaming. The outline will reappear, but it will be flaming. Fun fact, there are 3 dog heads. I forgot what they were called. At one point in time, I knew what they were called. And it's actually like a Greek mythology thing, I think. I'm not sure. But there are 3 of them, because it's a 3-headed dog. And so if they all eat 6, if you look at it that way, it creates the number 666. And that's just kind of like showing the map. But as you can see, it just disappears like that, and it turns into like a flaming outline. So like, you know, I just thought, you know, I don't know. This is the upstairs section right here. This is the second dog I'm going to show you. This dog is probably one of the easiest to fill, I guess. I mean, the one I just showed you was like super easy because, you know, you can get there on like around 2 and fill it up, so not high risk, you know. So I just showed you from the starting room. This is how you get to that one door where you get the key, possibly. You go through the cafeteria, then you go up the stairs. This is where you can find like the acid, the actual acid. And so in this room, you can see the red outline right there of the dog. You kill it in this area. Honestly, not an easy area, but not too difficult if you get to it at an early round. So here, if you take the showers, this is where you can find the plane part, and you take this door on the left side. Look at that. 3 dog heads, 2 are like brighter than the others. That's because you haven't filled in one of them. Then you go down here. That thing that I just showed you with the 3 dog heads, that's where you'll find the Hell's Retriever once you finish. But as you can see, you just go down this spiral staircase. You literally just follow the path. Open up this door. Do not open up the door right here. Amazing camping spot if you leave it closed, and plus this way is just better. And so then you'll have to open this door eventually. I mean, you can do it without, but I'm just saying. So yeah. You'll open that up, and the first thing that you might notice, that the dog outline is right there next to the door. Not a very fun spot to do it without Jug, but you know. So as you can see at that dolly cam, it just showed the Hell's Retriever pop up as soon as you were done. It's at the spot where those 3 dog head pictures were that I showed you earlier. So I'm just showing you how to get to it, I believe, right here. Going up the staircase and up here, and it'll be right there. And you can just pick it up using the action button, square X, E, or F. Don't know if it's E or F on PC. Now that was the first step of the Easter egg, is actually just to obtain the Hell's Retriever. Now, the second step is getting a free Blundergat, which is an overpowered shotgun. But as you can see, I'm on the roof, and I'm throwing my Hell's Retriever onto, like, another corner of the roof. And so nothing was happening, and I thought maybe I wasn't getting it, but I was. So when you do this, you will see a blue skull appear. Here's the second spot. Throw it at that light, and you should get a blue skull. If you have not traveled to the bridge yet, you will not see it. You shouldn't see a blue skull. If you have, then you will. I think that's what determines if you see the blue skull or not. But just have some faith in yourself to, like, if you got it, then you'll get the free Blundergat. But you just have to throw the Hell's Retriever at wherever. So you'll throw it at that light up there, like at the top. Aim it a bit down so that you don't go, like, straight up. But you see these little pillars? You see that third pillar, like right there, that's tied up. You'll throw it at the top of that. I mean, it's like it's so hard to miss. You just feel, and if you miss it once, then you can just try it a second time. This one, alright, so you'll throw it in this cell with this skull. You see the table right there on the right? That white little, like, table thing? That's where you will find the third spot for the briefcase on the acid gat. So I'll have it in the description just in case. So you see this barrier next to Speed Cola in the warden's office? You're going to throw it right at that telephone pole. And you might not see it determining on your circumstances, but I have a video of the dude getting it. Get the Blundergat. It is so good. Don't let someone else get it. However, this guy actually beat me to it somehow, because he was more, like, active going around the map, you know? But anyway, once you've gotten them all, always save that one spot for last. But this is how you get the plane. So, I mean, the Blundergat will appear once you've gotten that last one. You know. So, in this room that was by the third dog that I showed you at the docks, go into Afterlife here. And so you're going to shock these, or zap, whatever you want to say, 3 generators right here. So, when you go through here, there's the first generator right there, and then here's the second one. Literally, all you have to do is follow the blue wires, not that hard, and then you go through this gateway thing right here, and then there's the third one. Now, back at the warden's office, there was a door that had, like, an electric field. I mean, it was, like, electrified. So if you just stood by it, like, ran into it and just stood there, it would kill you. You couldn't open it up. It had a lock for the warden's key, but you couldn't open it. Well, since you zapped those 3 generators, boom, electric field is gone. They were powering, and then the part is right there on the table. So that's the first part. This is out of order, but that's the first part. I mean, all you had to do was shock those 3 generators because they were powering that electric field. And once you get those 3, then you can go back up. So it's kind of cool how, like, you have to do something on the bottom of the map to get something on the top of the map. This part, I slowed it down because I have to talk really fast here. So, down here to get the fuel thingy, there are 2 doors. The door is absent here. As you can see, I just ran through that doorway. There was a door there, and it had a lock for the warden's key. There is a second door here. Do not open the door with the lock. Jump above it and zap that panel that you can see right there. In the Afterlife, jump above it, not necessarily over, and zap this panel. That will open up the second door while the first door remains closed. That way, when you open it up with the key, both doors will be open. If you open up the door with the lock, then when you zap the panel, the door that you just opened with the lock will close and the other one will open. So you'll have to get a partner and they'll have to get inside so that you can close the door, open up the one, and then you can get them out. So it's really confusing to explain, but I recommend you get a friend and just try it out. But right here, you literally just open that up by the dog at the roof, open up that with the key, and then get the part. That's the easiest one. But if I didn't explain that very well, if you need an explanation, like a really good one, I might do like a little experiment or something in a video, and I'll show you how to do it. I'm not an experiment, but here's the third part. This is how you open up the laundry or the showers room, this creepiest room. So you literally just go through that thing, that doorway, and shock this panel. You have to jump twice, but it's super simple. Don't worry about it, just follow what I did. And so you just open up this door right here. Just look at this room, it's so disgusting. The first time you see it, it's so nasty. So anyway, I try to get one afterlife, because you have to shock this panel right there. You can see right there, that panel. What you can do is you can open up the door, and then while you're still in afterlife, someone opens up the door with the the lock. And when they open it up, then you can shock the panel. We had to use 2 afterlives because I opened it up, and then we opened the door, and then we went into the afterlife again to zap this panel. So try to do it in one, but it really doesn't matter. It's chill. This is normally the first part that you'll get. I mean, if you go like early rounds, but not all the time. So then, once you've shocked that panel, go over to the laundry machine. It is to my right as of now. Like, you can see it over in that corner, or the wall. And you'll activate it with the power button. I mean, it'll give you a prompt, don't worry. And so it will start, smoke will appear, more zombies will actually spawn. And then if Brutus hasn't spawned yet, I believe this will be the first time he spawns, if he has not spawned yet. If you do this at an early enough round. So just aim for his head. He's literally the easiest boss, like legitimate boss, in this game. I mean, like when people say denizens are bosses, I'm like, dumb. Denizens aren't as bad as Brutus. I'm gonna be honest. I mean, it's just like you hate his guts whenever he like destroys, Jug, and then you have to pay to get Jug back like a lot, and then this guy just got bodied. I don't know why. That's when you hate Brutus, but he's really not that bad as long as you have ammo. Yeah, so that's how you get the laundry. As soon as the thing is done, actually when you activate the laundry, fire will appear at the exits / entrances to this room, so no one can get in and no one can get out except for zombies. So you'll be blocked off from the rest of civilization. And just in case you didn't see, this is how you get this part right here. So that was pretty simple. One thing I do want to mention. Dadgummit. I left out a part, but it's okay, guys. It's okay. I'll just do 2 voiceovers. So as you can see there, I went through the thingy, and you have to press the X button or the jump button twice, so that the first time you're just jumping, and then the second time he'll actually grab himself and he'll pull himself up on the ceiling, and then you'll open up the door with shotgun. But anyway, then you can add all your parts. And then I accidentally left without, I thought the other guys were getting on, but once all the playing parts are added, it'll let you get on. And you kind of have to get into, a weird position so that it'll let you on. But I thought they were getting on, and then they didn't. So I literally went to the bridge all by myself. It was kind of sad. Honestly, I left out a part, but it's okay. I'll add it in at the end, and then I'll do another voiceover. So it's okay. So I travel to the bridge, a Brutus will spawn, and you don't want to end the round because the fuel is actually round dependent, when the fuel will spawn back in to refuel the plane. But as soon as the electric chairs spawn, kill Brutus. Once the electric chairs spawn, get on them. It doesn't matter which one, just get on one, and then you'll be teleported back to Alcatraz in the afterlife. But it's every time everyone is back to Alcatraz, as soon as the whole party is back, the fuel will respawn, or will spawn as soon as the next round starts. So you want to get back before you end the round or anything. So anyway, as soon as the whole party is back, you'll throw the Hell's Retriever at that thing. So literally, as soon as as everyone, it doesn't matter how many people go to the bridge, as long as all of them come back, you'll go to the warden's office, and there'll be this poster that you weren't able to hit before because the cage would block it, just because they didn't want you to do this step before you went to the bridge. So you get the health retrieval, you'll throw it at that poster, so hard to miss. And then you'll drop into the afterlife, like right there. And so this is all a lot of symbolism, like, to this map, but there'll be a spoon right here. And I kind of zoomed in because that's where it will be, but you can't see it in theater mode. But you'll shock it and it'll be like right there. Right there. And so what I was doing, you have to be really accurate because you'll probably miss it a couple times. You have to hit like the oval part of the spoon, if you will, like the biggest part, because it's kind of hard to hit actually. Like it's kind of funny. But this next part, I think it is essential to the Easter egg. I don't think it's just for the golden spark. I actually think you have to do it. So in the cafeteria, there's this back barrier next to this workbench, and there's a table. There will be a spoon there. Throws a hose retriever at it. The spoon, I don't think it disappears, but you will hear Brutus like, you know, he'll be like laughing at you like, whoa, you dumb. But I mean, like, you just have to throw it like right at the spoon, and it will probably give you the audio thing. So you're good. So this next part, after you have traveled to the bridge 2 more times, so you'll have to refuel the plane 2 more times. The people were not coming back immediately, like as soon as they could, and so as you can see, it is round 20. This is ridiculous. You should be able to get this like round 13. It is not even hard. But you need to travel to the bridge a total of 3 times. You can go more than that, but once you've gotten 3 times, which is what I like to do, because I don't want to go multiple times, like multiple other times, because I don't want to waste my time. I want to beat this daggum Easter egg. By the way, this Easter egg is super fun. I've had my fair share of dying at the very end. Okay, I've done it like twice. Not fun. But what you're gonna do, this thing that you used earlier, and yes, you did not use it earlier, I'm gonna put up the numbers here. But the first one is 101, and nothing happened. But like the numbers will be flickering, alright? And then I put in the next one, which is 872, I believe. Yeah. The numbers will be flickering. But the person had already put in the first 2, so I was like, why is nothing happening? But then I put that one in, and I was like, oh my goodness, I just dodged a bullet. I thought it was over, the Easter egg had glitched, something bad happened. But someone had already put in 2, and so I literally just put in the 3rd, and so I was waiting to the next round to get my afterlife back so I can put in the 4th number. Another thing that I need to mention, you need the Asagat. So when you get that free Blundergat, you put it in the Asagat, you get the Asagat, and then you must Pack-a-Punch it to get the Vitrolic Withering. You must get the Vitrolic Withering. I don't know why, but you have to. You have to get it. And all you have to do is just go to the bridge, Pack-a-Punch the Asagat, or you can Pack-a-Punch it and then put it in the Asagat, and then it'll become the Vitrolic Withering. So you can do it in any order as long as you have the Blundergat in the first place. So then I put in the last number, and then you're going to get an audio tour. It's going to be so sick. So once you've traveled to the bridge 3 times, the thing will be flickering unless you get in a situation like I did, where he had already put in some. I mean, for him, they were flickering, obviously, because he came to it first. But anyway, you're going to get an audio tour. I recommend doing this with friends, obviously, but when you're doing it, pause it, go to options, and turn down the sound effect and the music volume, and boost the voice volume like as loud as it can go. Alright, loud, yes, loud. So you're gonna go as loud as it can go so that you can hear this audio tour, and you're gonna leave like 1 zombie so that you can actually experience it. We were doing it in the middle of the round. Let me tell you, it's funny when you're doing it in the middle of the round. It's funny, okay? Because normally you want to like listen to it, but all you're gonna do, you see those headphone magic, I mean by max ammo, carpenters, double points, insta-kill. It's like the green glowy thingies, but you'll see green glowy thingies in game, and they will have headphones, but you can't see it here. There will be headphone things, and you're just going to follow them. So you're going to stay in the general area of the last one you picked up, so that you'll see where the next one spawns, but you have to go over to double tap for the next one right here. Oh man, this is tiring. Anyway, you're going to go through there, yeah, and so It was actually kind of cool if you did it in the middle round. If you still have the sound effect and music volume, they actually get dialed back a little bit because, you know, you want to hear the audio, so they automatically let you hear it a bit more. And so in the background of like the talking and stuff, you can just hear, and it was actually kind of cool because like I had my LSAT out and I can hear the, so it was pretty cool. The Vitrolic Withering, absolute god weapon. And I don't say that sacrilegiously as in like it's better than my savior, but I'm saying like people back in the day of World at War said the MP40 and whatever secondary weapon, that was the god setup. I'm saying the invisible, this is actually known as the invincible setup. Vitrolic Withering, Zombie Shield is actually not included, but let's just say it was. Speed Cola, Juggernog, and yes, Dadgum Electric Cherry, because it is baller. But anyway, it's gonna take you to the roof. For some reason, theater mode, it didn't record all of the game, but we beat this in an hour and 15 minutes basically. But anyway, this part's so hard to explain. So it didn't get all this part, but once you take the entire audio tour up to the roof, you don't need to refuel the plane. Let me tell you that. You do not need to refuel the plane. What you're going to do is you're going to drop into the afterlife. One person drop into the afterlife at the roof. Then they're going to jump onto the plane. Okay? The plane's going to be like somehow ready. You're just going to jump onto it. It's kind of hard. When I was doing it, I was like, why isn't it letting me jumping on? I'm jumping onto it. Why isn't it working? Why isn't it working? It's not jumping on. And I was freaking out. It works eventually. You have to jump from the back, but onto the side. So you're like behind the plane, but you need to jump onto like its side so that because it automatically like jerks you into position. Because there are 4 actual set positions for each of the characters. So as soon as you jump onto the plane and it jerks you into position, it's kind of hard. I wish I had footage to show you that it works, because it's kind of scary when it's not working, but it will work eventually. Your afterlife thing will come all the way back up to the top, and it will not start to go down anymore. Once you get jerked into position, it will not go down anymore. It will jerk you into position, your afterlife meter will go all the way back up, and you'll be good. As soon as you get on, and the afterlife thing goes up and everything, every other player in the lobby, so it doesn't matter how many people you're playing with, as long as you have more than one, and you have to have the Weasel. That's very important. If the Weasel leaves, you can't do the Easter egg. Okay? I think. I don't know if there's a glitch, like if you've already gotten to the bridge for the last time. I don't know what happens. But anyway, you'll jump onto the plane. Every single person will be dropped into the afterlife, and then they will spawn in the afterlife on top of the plane with you. So then you'll all fly up onto the bridge in the afterlife. So it's really weird. As soon as you get into position, I'm sorry I keep repeating this, as soon as you get jerked into position, everyone else drops in the afterlife, and then they spawn on top of the plane. So then you all fly over, and then when you get onto the bridge, you revive yourselves from the electric chairs. So when you revive yourselves, then the Weasel will turn bad, and you have to kill him. If he kills you, it's alright. It doesn't matter what happens. You either continue the cycle or break the cycle. If you kill him, you continue it. If he kills you or the zombies kill you, you break it. So whatever happens, pop goes the Weasel, you get the achievement as long as the game ends, because the game will end. So, dang, that was a lot of talk. I love how I think I'm done and then I'm not. Whoa, music. Sorry about that. So this last part involves the keypad, you know? So at the top of the spiral staircase, there's an afterlife panel. Go ahead and go to that. And so you'll run down the spiral staircase, and on those like walls that are stuck together, you'll see numbers. So the first one, 8. The second one, 2. The third one, 9. So then you go to the keypad, and you guessed it, you're special. Right, no, not special. 8, 2, 9. So whatever the numbers are, you're gonna put them in on this thing, alright? Super simple. And as soon as you do, they'll all flicker and stuff, and then when they do that, they'll actually turn into a timer starting with 60 seconds. And so that thing will drop, and you'll see it goes to 60 seconds, so you have 1 minute to pick up the part. And so you'll run down all the way to the spiral staircase, follow this path right here, and then instead of going straight, go left, and then you'll open up this door, and then the part will be right there. So that's the last part. Woo, man, that was so much talking, literally. Oh man, I sat down for like 25 minutes. That was a really long video, guys. I know people can do it way better, and they do it faster and way better. It's sad, man. But I just want to tell you guys how fun this Easter egg is to do, even though you might die at the very end so many times. It's just a great Easter egg because it's so easy. But at the same time, it's such a good Easter egg. I mean, it's so fun, just the vitrolic withering, greatest weapon ever. Yeah, so there's that. So I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video. I'm sure not everyone even watched to the end, but it's just been so much. I know, guys. Anyway, guys, I'll just see you later. Delta 40 signing off.